on Facebook right now. Okay. Hello, viewers. How are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from. And I am pleased to bring you into this particular section of the update. Today's update is a special one, and I'm glad to introduce to you today a special guest and a wonderful man that I know that is discussion today will also be a blessing to you and to everyone around you. What does it mean when we talk about update? Update is where we get knowledge and understanding about what we need to be doing that we have not been doing or what we need to do better. There are things that are going on in the world these days, and everybody's wondering why are we doing this? Why are we going through what we are going through right now? But I got an answer for you, whereby you will know that you are not alone. We are all in it to understand what we need to do, how we need to get it done, and what will be our result after everything is being said and done. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite to this platform this time Honorable Cyril Olaide. He's a chairman and caretaker for Oluyole local government in Ibadan or your state. Good morning, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, sir. It's nice meeting you, and it's nice having you on this platform, sir.
It's my pleasure also.
Yes, sir. Will you? I just want to see how you can introduce yourself to the audience watching you at this time, sir.
Good morning, good evening around the world. I am Setu Olaide by name, the caretaker chairman for Oluyole local government, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria, Southwest Nigeria.
Yes, sir. Then I need you to just tell us more about yourself and your position as to your constituency.
Pardon?
Yes,
Hello?
Yes, sir. I want you to tell us more about yourself and your constituency. What the people that you represent.
Actually, I am no other person other than me, Setu Olaide, as I said earlier on, a young Nigerian from Ibadan, Oluyole local government, Nigeria. Oluyole local government is one of the oldest local government in Nigeria. And to the glory of God, Oluyole is a local government that has a number of potentials in terms of resources, both human, natural, and material resources. Oluyole local government is a local government that has a number of local government banded around him. The Southeast Nigeria, about the Southeast local government in Oyo State, Ogun State. Oluyole local government is also bounded with Ogun State. Ijebu Northeast local government in Ogun State. Ibadan Southwest local government, Ido, and a number of local government like that. What I'm trying to say in essence is that Oluyole local government is a local government that is located in a strategic location. If you are going to the northern part of the country, you have to apply Oluyole local government. If you are going to the northern part of the country, same thing also applicable to Oluyole local government. So that tells you Oluyole local government to development. So I see it as a local unprecedented development across 774 local government we have in Nigeria.
Wow. That. So you are occupying a very I would let me just say a powerful place, a powerful local government, whereby I can see as a central to everything around around Oyo State and also its environment. Now, when did you join politics?
I joined politics a couple of years ago. I started as a unionist far back in school anyway.
Okay.
So my interest in politics is inbuilt.
Mm.
What I mean by inbuilt is something service, is something I hold dear. I am passionate not only about politics, but genuinely about service to humanity. So that interests me most.
Mm. Yeah, I know we're having a little bit of technical issues with the with our guest.
So it's a long year. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We are still here. All right. I'm sure they're still trying to connect back, and I'm sure everything will still continue to work. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Okay. Yeah. Welcome back, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Last
I'm
time.
with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. Last time when you were talking about you were talking about your passion um for politics. You know, you started as unionist, and from there, before you finally integrated yourself into the local government, into a party that you find yourself right now. I want to ask you, when you started having this notion of, have you ever thought about, I'm going to be a leader of a community, or that's what probably what drawn your attention to join politics in Nigeria. So when did you realize that?
Actually, it's been long. It's born in any way within me.
Okay.
Because when you look at the way things have been done in this part of the world, it's something that is touching and really alarming. Then it dawned on me, things must not continue this way. When you look at the structural deformity, is it religious imbalance or everything you could think of? So there are a number of things that is not straight as far as Nigeria as a country is concerned. And all these issues call for concern, most especially from a serious-minded people. Interest me most that if some of the leaders we have had in the past have been able to do their best, so there's nothing bad if younger generation decide to swing into action and begin to consolidate on all those heritage that have been put in place by our forefathers. So what interests me most basically is how are my people going to realize the needs and aspirations, these yearnings over the time that Nigeria doesn't get it right. If Nigeria does not get it right as a nation, what are those problems? What are those factors responsible for those scenarios? These, among many more, spring the interest in me up that it is high time we younger generations swing into action. Actually, I vied for Federal House of Rep. Oluyole local government, as I said earlier on, is one of the local government I enjoy. Oluyole local government is a single federal constituency. So when I look at the structural breadth of Oluyole local government, I discovered that there are a number of things that is lacking as far as my local government is concerned. Infrastructural facilities, health, roads, the education, and a number of things like that. So I just deemed it fit and said to, let me try my best. I have to put in, I want to go to Abuja, I want to represent my people. That it is high time we address our constitution. A number of deformity we have as far as the constitution is concerned. Let us set new pace, come up with laws that will address issues that has to do with the general public. No laws, no regulation that will address a section from the part of the country. I discovered from my own understudy that the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria is faulty. That it is high time, let's go to Abuja, let us bring all these ideas on table. So by the time we have able and committed men on board, they will be able to see those flaws, address it once and for all, so that the Constitution will work, not for a section within the country, but majorly the citizenry that had the receiving ends of all these anomalies we have identified over the years. So basically what interests me is service. So, but to the glory of God, along the line, I had every reason just to, I said I vie for Federal House of Rep. At the primary level, I was unable to make it, but to the glory of God, an angel, His Excellency, the present governor of Oyo State, just saw that passion in me that this guy, he has one or two things upstairs to offer. So why don't we get him engaged? So to the glory of God, I was engaged at the local government level, and we have been doing little we could to make sure we transform the community and turn things around so that it won't be business as usual and it won't be story as usual. So if we said those people that have come in the past have not been able to do it wonderfully well, we should be able at least to turn the stone around so that people will see reason why young and able men, committed men, should swing into action and begin to rewrite the history of Nigeria. Right from our immediate environment.
Now, when you are talking about rewriting the history of Nigeria or looking at things that our Nigerians are not doing right, number one, I look at the issue of about a few months, about last year or a couple of years last back, they signed a law into bill, a bill into law about no young to rule, and where we started seeing people swinging into politics, young folks swinging into politics. But at the same time, I realized still the old people, the older ones, are still much into they are still the stakeholder of Nigerian politics. Now, what will you say about the people that about the young folks that have tried and failed along the way?
You see, rewriting the history requires a number of certain things needed to be done, majorly by the youth. Let me say people within my age grade. Do you know why? So getting involved cannot be achieved arbitrarily. There are barriers ranging from resources, barriers ranging from commitment, barriers ranging from passion, and barriers ranging from zeal and focus. What do I mean by resources? Basically, we have a number of youth that had all wherewithal to paddle the canoe of Nigeria as a nation to a greater height. But major challenges is resources. The agenda in the absence of funds. You know, Nigerian politics is expensive. Do you know why? The reason why Nigerian politics is expensive is one of the major reasons why a number of youth are sitting back. Take it for instance, by the special grace of God, come 2021, you see a number of people rolling in from abroad, strangers that doesn't understand the nitty-gritty of what is obtainable within our community. But just because of the fact that they will come back home with a huge amount of money, and you see our people celebrating them because of the presence of poverty, majorly that has eaten thee. This poverty as a cause, I won't deceive you, is one of the major factors that doesn't allow majority of our youth to get themselves involved actively in Nigerian politics. Because just tell me, where do you want to start that you don't need money? Nigerian politics is not ripe to that extent, whereby you rise to power based on integrity alone, that you rise to power based on passion alone. It requires a number of ingredients, financial ingredients, spiritual ingredients, and many things. But the only thing I only advise our youth to do is we need to stay focused. We need to have that zeal to push further. All these men, majorly the old people, they do not want to vacate seat, and it is not possible. Do you know why? They've established an hegemony that might not be easily broken by the upcoming generation. They want to be the master of yesterday. They have chosen to remain the master of today, yet they want to decide and take decision on our behalf tomorrow again. And if care is not taken, if we fail to sing into action, it is not possible for them to negotiate our future on our behalf. The way things have been done in the past is quite different from the way things have been done presently. Definitely, what is obtainable tomorrow can only be handled by the actor. Who are the actors in the happenings as far as tomorrow is concerned? Is this present day of our generation. So all those barriers are there. They were there yesterday, they are there now, and they will definitely be there tomorrow. But we shouldn't shy away from that fact that until when we push further and push harder, that is when we get to the promised land. It is high time we challenge the status quo, and that is what I have done, and a number of youth, as far as Oyo State is concerned, I have done. And that is the reason why you are able to see a number of youth in present-day government, because our leader, our present leader, His Excellency Engineer Seyi Makinde, he has discovered the strength in us. He has discovered the potentials in us. And that is the reason why he is getting the younger generation engaged, so that tomorrow we can be rest assured that tomorrow is safe and secure. So definitely those barriers will be there. They are there. We know we have identified those barriers, and it is high time we start working towards issuing that agenda. And I know in Oyo State, our Commissioner for Youth and Sport is a youth, and it's doing wonderfully well. Commissioner for Energy and what have you is our youth. Is doing wonderfully well. So we have a number of youth in this present government. So kudos should be given to His Excellency for giving us that great and platform to exhibit that potentials we have within us that is burning. Look at the present day speaker. Right Honorable Debo Ogundoyin is the youngest among all the speakers we have in Nigeria. He is doing wonderfully well. He's given the best law that will address issues that affect the general public, giving it priority, and he's doing wonderfully well. And the result is forthcoming. So it is high time. Look at one of the honorable also, Honorable Yusuf Akande Adebisi, is also doing wonderfully well. So those are the set of people that must take charge. We should take charge. It's our future. We shouldn't allow anybody to negotiate our future on our behalf. So the future belongs to us and the generation yet unborn. So those barriers are there. We have identified it. And I can tell you categorically, in the next 10, 20 years, you see youth becoming the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If only we address all these barriers and we do not shy away from the fact that it is only when we push further and harder that is when we get to the promised land.
If I will ask you, Honorable, I have this. You said something about Nigeria politics is expensive.
Yes.
I want to ask you, is politics a business or a service?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
In return, politics is service. In real time, and that is how it should be. Do you know why? I'm a realist. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. The reason I'm saying this is because it will not do us any good calling black objects white. A number of enemies that want to continue to be the master of Nigeria as a nation have introduced poverty. And this poverty has eaten deep to the extent that you hardly see an average Nigerians that will support a poor man with mature mind to paddle the canoe. You hardly see an average Nigerians that will support a poor man with mature minds to paddle the canoe. Do you know why? Just because of poverty that has eaten deep. They believe nothing goes for nothing. And that is the reason why we have to change the need for paradigm shift to make politics appear the way it ought to. Politics should be service to humanity, genuine service to humanity. So, but presently in Nigeria, I must be sincere with you. So, a number of people have regarded politics to be business, and it will not do majority good. It only does those people that believe in that balance good. But majorly, it won't affect the larger society positively. So business, politics in Nigeria should be service. And until we wake up to that reality, that is when we'll be able to give those. That is when we'll be able to, to address those issues as they are coming up. But if we continue to see it as business, definitely, I doubt one day there will be uprising. And when there's uprising, people will have to protest and find alternative. So it is advisable for Nigerian politicians to give politics a phenomenon that will make it less attractive, because politics is more attractive just because of the paraphernalia that surround it and the way we practice it in this part of the world. So it is high time we give it a phenomenon that will make it appear that genuinely politics should be service and it shouldn't be business.
Now, I believe that government politics is just, the Bible says, it's not that Bible this time. It's just, it says that the politics is just, democracy is for the people, by the people. Now, when we say it's a business, I'm a businessman, and if I want to do a business, I expect to make profit out of my business. Now, we're talking about Nigeria, serving Nigeria as a politician, and what, if I want to serve, I don't see why I have to pay that much money to serve you. I get what I'm saying now, because if I'm doing business now, definitely I am doing. If I'm into business, I know I'm doing business to make money back. Now, if we say corruption and poverty as dealt with Nigeria and change our mentality from what we're supposed to do rightly to what we are doing right. What we are at the moment. Now, do you believe two wrongs cannot make a right?
Can never make a right, yes.
Now, how do we correct the mentality of you as a young politician coming up, and you want to let them know corruption is at every level. It's in the church, it's in the military, it's in the politics, it's in the average Nigerian. You will see that corruption everywhere. In the marketplace, is there. Could you so we want to correct how corruption can be changed in our society. Now, as a politician, how will you instill that fear and change the mentality of people that you don't have to be corrupt to be a leader?
Hello?
Yes,
First
sir.
of all, corruption is a universal phenomenon.
Yes.
The only thing that differs is the degree at which the concept corruption is being practiced.
Yes.
I said it earlier on. Nobody that was born to be corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a practice. It's a norm that we inherit. Corruption is an inherited norm. Now, how do we address that? I said it earlier on. Until our leaders fight this marginalization in many ways. When you look at our schools, our children, majorly the children of the poor, does not have that grace to enjoy qualitative education. One is marginalization. Majorly children of the poor does not have access to all the facilities, let me put it this way, infrastructure facilities that will make the children of the poor to have a perfect template to exhibit their potentials. Now, you only have limited people that enjoy all this grace. Majorly, hello?
Yes,
Majorly the rich people. Now, we want to address corruption, and we fail to give what is expected of our people. We fail to give it to them. Our people keep on complaining about bad roads. They keep on complaining about poor health facilities. They keep on complaining about lack of infrastructure facilities. Our people no job, and you are telling people you want to address corruption. And I do, and they say it's a devil workshop. These people you fail to get engaged, they will definitely look for alternatives. So we have to address this poverty and corruption from the source. If we're able to expose our people, our children, to what is expected of them, definitely we'll begin to address the issues one after the other. You can't treat this pandemic reason-based when there are no perfect template to address the issues from the source. Corruption will continue. Poverty will continue unless we have that paradigm shift. Unless our leaders have this at the back of their mind that genuinely let us serve our people. How do you serve people? It is only when you put necessary things in place. Take it for instance, son of the poor graduated with 2-1, and son of the rich graduated with third class. You see son of the rich men working at a Chevron, MTN, World Bank, Central Bank of Nigeria, and you see son of the poor that graduated with first class. roaming about the street of the world looking for job. Definitely, that affected person will resort into alternative. And what you are encouraging is insecurity. You are encouraging corruption because you have to look for one way or the other to make sure he lives a normal life. So all these issues that are germane are economic issues, social issues, among many things. So we have to address this problem from the pain, from the source rather. Put necessary things in place for our people to enjoy. When you expose them to a normal life, you see drastically corruption will get reduced. If you fail to put in place a housing scheme that will be affordable to the common man, you can't be rest assured that there will be security. If you fail to put in place social intervention funds that will address the issue that affect the common man majorly, definitely you are not addressing corruption. So basically, we have all these problems highlighted over the years. Take it for instance, in a few days to come, Nigeria will celebrate 60 years. Tell me, what are we celebrating? Last year, we were made to believe that a number of, major problems we are having is insecurity, poor electricity, bad roads, unemployment, among many other problems. This present year, those problems we identified in the year past, our leaders, have they been able to address all these issues? The answer to that question is capital no. They've not been able to address those problems. So those problems we identified 10, 20, 30 years ago were still there, very obvious. So the only thing we need to do is to go back to the drawing board, address these issues from source. How do we address the problem of unemployment? Is it not when we have a number of industries in place that our youth will be get engaged? Instead of us having more industries, we have industry packing up. So is it not when you have good schools in place that our children will enjoy qualitative education? We only have structures, but the facilities are not there. So is it not when we have stable electricity that all our artisans will enjoy a normal life? So all these problems are still there. They are germane. So it appears that we are only complicating the already compounded issues. So we are not addressing issues. What we are addressing is a template that will only affect the minority within the nation. So these are issues we need to address. Don't let us celebrate nothingness. Celebrating Nigeria at 60 without addressing those problems we identified 10, 15, 20 years ago is a waste of time. That's the way I see it. And that's the reason we must encourage the younger ones. Let us shy away from the fact that we don't have money. Yes, nobody have. But the little we have, we can use it to effect changes within our community. The only thing we need to do is just to orientate our people. Let them realize the fact that those people that are bringing dollars, bringing money, when they bring it, the moment they get what they want, you hardly see them again. We have a number of people that are representing Nigeria that doesn't understand the nitty-gritty, what is obtainable within the community that they are representing. Is it not when you move closer to your people, that is when you will be able to identify the problem that is affecting them? So we have many things that has went wrong as far as Nigeria as a nation is concerned. It is high time we go back to the drawing board, start addressing these issues one after the other. If we take Nigeria 5 years to address the problem of insecurity, let us face insecurity once and for all, so that we will not be modeling all this thing up. Ever since from 1999 up to date, we have been singing the song of insecurity, joblessness, lack of infrastructure facility, poor electricity. Up to this present moment, those problems are still very obvious. So there is no way corruption will not continue to grow. There is no way poverty will not continue to be there until we start addressing these issues from the source. Let us take this problem one after the other. We cannot wake up and become United States of America arbitrarily. It's a gradual process. If we address the problem of insecurity today, we know that definitely we'll just open another page and begin to address another issues. Not that we say we are having 20-point agenda, 100-point agenda, all this agenda, nothing over the years has been able to see the light of the day. So it is high time our leaders get it right.
Yeah.
But now, youth are ready to get involved. I keep on saying it, any fora, that nobody can negotiate our future on our behalf. These people were men of yesteryears. So their memory is filled with happenings in the past, not happenings in the future. So the younger ones should be able to think, should be able to see our future beyond the present. Happenings. The future belongs to us, and it belongs to every one of us. Let us go back to the drawing.
Why you are saying that, sir? I love something that you keep emphasizing on the young folks, everybody, the young should realize that our future is in our hands. We should not allow anybody to dictate or to tell us what our future should be like. And because of of where you are from and your constituency, I permit you to say this word. It says there's an adage that says you eat a bean cake from the bottom, from the spill over.
Yes.
Like yes. It says in Yoruba land, say in Yoruba word, say ibi pelebe latin mo leje. So that when you see that,
yes.
Now, what will you as a chairman for Oluyole local government, what will you do to use your office and your constituency as a kind of prototype of what Nigeria should be? Right? Did you get the question? What will you do? Or what have you been doing to use Nigeria, to use your local government as a prototype of what Nigeria,
when you understand it, the first thing I did was to embark on the spot assessment. What are the facilities available for the so is that taken? Number on ground, security-wise, infrastructure facilities, and every other thing. Then the next thing we do is just to set a template that this is how far we want to go. If we wish to go this far, so a number of things needed to be done. We need to start from the crash, getting it right.
Yes, sir.
I have met with a number of youth within the council.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Their requests towards the council were enormous. Then we're able to sit down on a round table and reason intelligently that, look at it, all these problems are many. I have identified few, and you have brought a number of problems to table. In order to address this, there's need for a summit. The summit will serve as a template through which we have the grace to establish what is expected of us as a council chairman. Take it for instance. There are a number of roads that falls within my local government that belongs to federal government. There are a number of roads that falls within my local government that belong to the state, while a number also belongs to the council. But do you want to believe that a number of people, majorly our people, does not understand the fact that there are a number of roads that belong to federal, state, and local. And you see a number of people that fall within the community of the road that fall under the purview of the federal government, pointing accusing finger to the council that, council, what have you been doing over the month? The road here is bad, this and that. So we deem it that it is high time we have a robust interactive session that will comprise all stakeholders within the local government, ranging from the youth, the religious leaders, the traditional leaders. That it is high time we highlight This is our responsibility as a council. We have done that among the religious leaders, we have done that among the traditional leaders, and we have done that among the youth as well. So that when they are pointing accusing fingers, they will not be telling us that said to council, you have not been able to do this. Meanwhile, it is not our responsibility. So what we are trying to do in essence is this. We have called for youth summit, Oluyole Youth Summit. At this fora, we want to expose a number of anomalies and irregularities that are taking place over the years. And want to establish the strength of the council, that this is the strength of the council under the purview of caretakership. You can't compare the resources you enjoy under the purview of caretakership with what you enjoy when you are substantial. So these things, it is high time we bring it to table. Let our people realize the fact that this is what we are limited to as far as caretakership is concerned. And with these limited resources, this is how far we have gone with the resources. And this is what we intend to do. It is not possible for us to just wake up arbitrarily and begin to say, Ward 2, I want to take this to Ward 2, I want to take this to Ward 3. No, it has to be participatory. Participatory in the sense that the people will have that great opportunity for their voice to be heard. That this is what they want, this is what we can give. So that people will not be asking what council do. At that summit, we want to tell them, if you have the grace to serve you, this is what we want to do, and this is what we can do. So at that level, people will know quite all right that this is and this is how far they have promised to go. When we came on board, we told them we cannot address the problem of water once and for all, but we will be taking it batch by batch. Take it for instance, we called landlord association meeting, general landlord association meeting with the council a couple of months ago. At that meeting, the number of people that attended that meeting was close to 400 landlord association, the chairman of landlord association. 231 requested for transformers. 231 community requested for transformer. 111 requested for primary health centers. As I speak to you, we have 31 health centers in Oluyole local government. All these 31 health centers were not in good shape. I regarded to them as death trap. If not for His Excellency that has deemed it that it is high time that he wants to be taking one primary health center per ward, rehabilitate it to global standard. I am telling you, if that has not been done, I can tell you in the next 3, 4, 5 years, you begin to see something else in the world. So, if not because of the fact that we have a listening governor that took his time to address all the council chairmen, go back to your community, go and establish those problems, bring it on board, and let's devise a means how to address them. So it was at that level that we have the grace to know quite all right that we are getting it wrong as a nation. Because if nothing is working as far as health sectors is concerned, nothing is working as far as education is concerned, and every other thing, then tell me how can we then say, how can we be proud that Nigeria has been enjoying democracy as far back as 1999? So basically, we have taken our time to sit all stakeholders within our council down. Tell them how far we aim to go. I'll tell them the resources available, and it is high time we make it a collective responsibility. The little we could do from the council, let's do it. Take it for instance. We distributed 300 kVA transformers, 300 kVA transformers a couple of weeks ago. The affected community, we sat them down. Come, this is within the limited resources we have. This is what we can do. Can you do this? And they said they can do it. And we're able to able to procure the transformer and give it to them. As I speak to you, a day has been slated for commissioning. Those communities will start enjoying light. That is how to go about it. If you have 10 problems on ground and we're able to address one, that is minus. So we don't believe in the ideology of complicating the already compounded issues. So we are here to effect changes and to make changes. That is just it. Not changes in paper that will not be in reality. We want a practical changes that will tell on the face of our people. And that is what we are doing in Oluyole local government. We are, to the glory of God, we have been able to address issues of energy. We have been able to address issue of infrastructure facilities. We have been able to address the issue of water. We are taking it batch by batch. And I tell you, if you have the grace to have the opportunity to serve our people, we will still do more, so that it will just be minus. It will not be as if we are coming to add problem to what is on ground. So we are taking it bit by bit, and we will keep them abreast with our policies and programs, so that they will know that the present day administration really mean well for them. So that's just the logic. In the next 5 years, I tell you, Oluyole will never remain the same. We have identified the problems where they are as far as Oluyole local government is concerned, and we are addressing it one after the other. So basically, I'm assuring you, by the special grace of God Almighty, with the support of our people from Oluyole local government and support from His Excellency, Engineer Seyi Makinde, will definitely take Oluyole forward, and Oluyole will continue to enjoy democracy and will continue to make it more participatory, so that their needs and aspirations can be met in the shortest possible way.
Thank you so much, Honorable. I just want to ask you. I observe that most of the time when the politicians are campaigning, the manifestos that we have during the campaign is always different from what we always receive in reality after campaign. There is post campaign, campaign, in campaign, and the real life experience. Then with what you are, why is it like that? Let me just also address that. What is the why is it that the campaign manifesto is always different, raising people's hope, and at the end of the day, when what they get in reality is always different?
Do you know why?
Yes.
Let me tell you one thing. The manifesto, while trying to buy the interest of our people, in reality, is quite different from what is on ground. And it is, pull apart, because majority of our politicians are not taking their time to study the community they want to represent. You can't give water to somebody that is having problem of headache. It will not work. You can't give drugs to somebody that is having the problem of hunger. It will not work. So basically, what is expected of a rational politicians is to first of all understudy the structural framework of the community is aspiring to represent. If we fail to put that to consideration, the only thing you will be telling people while campaigning will be quite different from what you are going to do when you get to office. And that is one of the problems that is affecting Nigerian government and politics. Recently, the present day administration never happened in the history of your state, called the Ministry of Budget and National Planning, called for the meeting under the directive of His Excellency Engineer Seyi Makinde, that it is high time we get our people involved. Yesterday, as I speak to you, we had a participatory and interactive session with His Excellency, ably represented by government. At that fora, we have traditional leaders represented, the religious leaders represented, people in disabilities represented, the youth represented, the women, the market men and women. We have a number of stakeholders ably represented at that forum. Do you know the beauty of that forum? The governor coined it out that it is high time we have an interactive session whereby the people tell the government what majorly that is affecting their community. It was when governor realized that during campaign, what we're telling our people majorly was just 30% from what is affecting them directly. At that forum, a number of royal fathers were able to establish their voice that this is what we want as far as our community is concerned. At that level, the governor was able to identify those problems, and he promised that those problems will be addressed one after the other. That is what they call participatory democracy, and that is a beauty of a rational leaders. So the only thing we encourage our people is that while vying for any position of authority, it's advisable we go back to our community. Let us understand this. What are the problems affecting them in terms of water, infrastructure, facilities, and every other thing? If that is not done, we'll continue to get it wrong. And some of the smart politicians they've discovered that let us tell the people what they wish to hear. You see during campaign, people distributing flyers, gari, bread, slippers, money, and all sorts of things. But thank God, the table, people are getting it, the voters, the electorate are getting it right. Look at the outcome of the Edo election. You start giving to our people now, it will not change their perception about their zeal for good governance. So, it is advisable we go from our immediate community and begin to tell our people. And that is what we are doing in Oluyole local government. That was why I said various angles. They've established what they want. The upcoming politicians imbibe that spirit of hearing from the community, hearing from the people before rolling out manifestos. If that is not done, what we have incorporated in our manifestos will continue be different from the reality on ground until the needful is done. Move closer to our people, identify those problems, and be taking it one after the other. Thank God the electorate are getting it right these days. If you give them the millions of naira on the day of the election, they will do their wish, and their wish will prevail.
Thank you. I love you bringing up that Edo election, because I still have it on my question. That, I mean, in my list that I'm going to ask something about that. But with what you are saying, what you are saying right now, majorly, about things that are changing in the world right now, especially in Nigeria. What is your own opinion about fatherism and mentorship? Are you going to, what is your own opinion about fatherism and mentorship?
Godfatherism and mentorship are two different concepts. Mentorship, there's no way. You see, let me tell you one thing. It is high time we reconcile the wisdom of the old with the strength of the youth in order to get it right. Under that template, we need mentor. Is that taken?
Yes.
Reason why we need mentorship is just because there are a number of things. You see, let me tell you one thing. Experience, they say, is the best teachers. When you have people that have paddled the canoe in the past and you move closer to them, I bet you, they will give you necessary advice needed to paddle the canoe successfully. So that is the areas where mentorship comes in. So we cannot jettison that as far as giving best to our community and society at large is concerned. We need mentorship. Is that taken? But godfatherism, the way it is being practiced in this part of the world is what is making godfatherism, is what is giving godfatherism a bad omen. Let me put it that way. So, godfatherism is not helping Nigerian politics. Reason why it's not helping Nigerian politics is just because we have a number of godfathers that have this hidden agenda. Once they help you get to position of authority, they want to dictate everything that happens as far as governance is concerned. And it won't help. So the way godfatherism is being practiced is in this part of the world is not good at all. And it is not right for Nigerian politics. So it is high time we look for mentorship. Good mentorship, somebody that will mentor you, that this is the best possible way to go about it in order to get a desired result. That is what we need. So we cannot jettison mentorship in Nigerian politics. It do happen across the globe. You can't just wake up arbitrarily and get to any position of authority without the help. It could be spiritual, financial, or whatever support. Yet we need somebody to mentor us to a greater height. So that's just the logic. So mentorship is
yeah. I like what you just said, because as people always say, as wise as a child could be, it cannot be as much wise as an elder would be. What a child will see,
not possible.
Why, climbing the tree,
Yes.
the elders will see far more than that, even why still
even while sitting. Yes.
So, which I totally support and I agree to, but see, there's a word, there's something that we believe in Nigeria, that as long as I'm done with my term, I still want to hold on to the power. I don't want to live. I only remove myself from the seat, but in my own house, I still control the whole. That's why we call that place Kaaba. We have all this one, and the Kaaba is always everywhere. The Kaaba is just a word that's coined out for people that are actually they hold down their power and putting the person that they unpicked into the power as just a representative while they are still ruling. Now, how? Yes, you want to respond to that?
You see, if you don't have anything to cover up, so while leaving power, you don't need to look back. That's the way I see it. That's my philosophy anyway. But majorly, many people that does that anyway, does that just because they have one or two things to cover up. And they believe it is only when they impose. That is when they impose their stooge in order to cover one or two things they have. They don't want
people to
know, to throw open to the whole. So that is why you see them making sure it is only their stooge that they want to succeed them. We have to do away with that philosophy if we want Nigerians to grow. Do you know why? Because while doing that, that will jettison the fact of getting competent hands engaged. So we should allow the people to choose and vote for whom they want. Our leaders can only do the nation good if only they allow the people to decide whom they want to live. To paddle the canoe for them. It's happening around the world. It's happening around the world. You hardly see leaders that is vacating a seat without influence on whoever that succeed him or her. You hardly. Basically, it is high time we call for paradigm shift. It is a norm that is universal in nature, and it will not do our system any good. other than other way around. And that is the reason why you see we always reference Edo election. We always reference Edo election, and we always reference Edo election. Why would the former governor want his G to take over? Basically, it will be because of one or two things that is best known to them anyway. But basically, it is high time we allow the voice of our people to be heard. Our people want good governance rather. Our people want better life. Our people want an environment where their needs and aspirations are being met. Our people want qualitative education. Our people want infrastructure facilities that will address their issues. Our people want an economic environment where their businesses thrive. So these are things that should form our priority while trying to aspire for any public office as far as Nigeria is concerned. So basically, the reason why those cabals, so to say, want their stooge to succeed them is because they have one or two things to cover up. So that's all it.
Now, what will you say about Nigeria, about the election coming up in Ondo State? Since we've seen what happened to Edo election, and that's a lesson for everyone that things can change, and we all as human beings we have right to say no to corruption. The wrongs are become norms in our world, and we can say we want to choose the right person for us. So what would be your expectation in Ondo election, or what would be your advice?
My only expectation is nothing but people's will to prevail. That is my expectation. Either way it goes, people's will should prevail. That is my expectation. Yes. Serve them diligently and genuinely. Our people are not served them of their ability. They replicate it is our people. That is the beauty of our people. So basically, what I'm expecting in Ondo election is nothing but people's will to prevail. No amount of gun, no amount
I think we lost the voice. He's on mute right now. He's on mute.
Hello?
Right now. Yes, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So the only thing I'm expecting from Ondo election is people wish to prevail. That is all it. The only thing I will advise our people to do is to go out en masse, vote for those candidates they believe will serve them genuinely. But I can assure them, PDP really mean business this time around. We have learned from our mistake, and we have made up our mind that it is high time we start giving back to the society. We mean nothing but good governance. We have identified areas where we have gotten it wrong in the past, and we have remodeled our party. So basically, we are all out to give the best to our people, and that is what PDP is out for presently. And that is why you are seeing PDP governors doing wonders across the state. That is why you see PDP caretaker chairmen doing wonders across the state. We have learned our lesson, and we have what? We have made up our mind that it is high time we started giving best to our people.
I will ask you, like as you said about PDP, What will you say about the young people that want to join PDP or that are in PDP right now? People like like Senator Dino Melaye, all of them, doing all those, at some point is that they've all made mistakes, and we want to correct the mistake right now. What will be the encouragement? One of the things that we want to say to every Nigerian youth to imbibe. Do you think we can continue to tell them, let's eradicate corruption no matter what? It might be tough, but let's eradicate corruption.
You see, we said it earlier on. We cannot succeed in fighting corruption if the needful has not been done. Until the needful is done, that is when we succeed in the fight against corruption. That one is established, clearly established. Unless we address all those problems we have identified as far back as 1960. Let us address the problem of unemployment. Let us address the problem of electricity. Let us address the problem of infrastructure facilities. Let us address the problem of hunger. Let us address the problem of insecurity and many other things. Until those problems are being addressed, that is when we begin to, address the issue of corruption. If that is not done, let's forget about it. The only thing I'll just chip in for an average Nigerians, majorly the youth that fall within my categories, is let us stay focused. Let us have that at the back of our mind, that nobody, quote and unquote, can negotiate our future on our behalf. They have done that in the past and they have failed us. If we allow that to happen today, that means there's anything meaningful that will come our way tomorrow. So it is high time we swing into action. Let us take charge. Let us forget the fact that we do not have the money. Let us forget the fact that we do not have the resources. Let us start from somewhere. Let us get ourselves engaged. It is our future, and we should be an active participant in the decision making as far as our tomorrow is concerned. That is the only little advice I will just give to youth within my categories.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, Honorable Sito and Sito Olaide. Thank you so much. I pray that Lord will continue to uphold you and grant you more wisdom, even as to succeed in your own constituency. In the mighty name of Jesus,
Amen.
God has used you tonight to actually bring more light to Nigerian politics. And you can be a youth and at the same time still be very, very, very dynamic and visionary in what you are doing. So I want to encourage every Nigerian youth, both home and abroad, wherever you are, if you have aspiration to get into politics, I always say something to myself. If I happen to be a representative of my constituency tomorrow, there is something I want to leave behind. I know I have 4 years in that place. People voted me in to leave, to work for 4 years. If I have to go for second term, I have to do something that people will see. Even if I don't campaign, people on their own, my work will campaign for it. And that's an act of service. Every politician must have that mind at the back of their heart, at the back of their heart, that they are there to serve. Every Nigerian must have this at the back of their heart, that whoever they appoint to serve them, they must back them up and give them the moral support and not to bring them down. That is the only way we can build a nation. And that's the only way we can be where we're supposed to be. People that are in an advanced country right now, they didn't just wake up tomorrow, all of a sudden, and just arrive in that place. They walk themselves through that place. We can still do the same thing. Why don't we support our young folks, everyone that is having aspiration to get into power, into political arena, to do something, to serve? Why don't we support them and give them every needed assistance so that they can get there. Let's try them. People that are the old adults that are doing it right now. There are young folks that are at their own time. Now they refuse to go. We must find a way to kick them out and let them become a supporter. Let them become mentors instead of becoming godfathers and become a Iroko tree that refuse to move. This is our own time to actually realize what we need to do. And I thank God because Oluyole local government have one that is actually representing them. Or your state have one that's actually representing them. And I thank you so much for coming tonight. And I also look forward to one day, when we are able to have this kind of conversation with His Excellency Engineer Seyi Makinde, if God's willing, well, and I know with your support, God, we can actually realize that. Because I can tell you, people from diaspora want to, they want to see improvement in Nigeria, and the little ways we are seeing, we are encouraged. And if you are doing very good, we need to encourage you the more. And Steve, because that home belongs to all of us, and God will continue to help you in the mighty name of Jesus.
My advice for the people in diaspora. It is high time we come back home and fix our nation together. Nobody can do that on our behalf.
Yes.
Please bring your resources, invest here, and with that, we address the issue of unemployment. So please, our people, both home and abroad, we need you here. We have the land for investment. Come around. Oluyole is accommodating. We will accommodate people outside the world. Bring your industries, and we are assuring you, we'll put in place at time make your business to thrive. So Oluyole people, they are accommodating, they are supportive, morally, physically, and anything you could think of. I'm assuring you once again, please bring your industries to Oluyole local government. Oluyole is accommodating and will give you enough grace for your business to thrive. So once again, I'm happy to be here as well.
Thank you so much, my honorable, and we want to thank you so much for being our guest today. And we pray that Lord will bless you and bless your work in Jesus' mighty name. Thank you once again, and have a very wonderful time. It has been a very wonderful experience, and we say God bless you in Jesus' mighty name. Thank you.